My name is Stephen Oundo, honored and privileged to be a past chairman of the Architectural Association of Kenya and also a fellow. I joined the Architectural Association of Kenya as a student member back in the year 1996 when I was a fifth-year student at the University of Nairobi. When it comes to being a fellow, I like calling myself, I'm one of the new kids in the block because I just became a fellow last year, 2019. Now, one of the questions that sometimes I've been asked is about this issue of being a fellow and what do you think endeared the association for the College of Fellows to invite you to be a member of this distinguished college. Now, I'll take you back to the year 2000. I had actually just been registered as an architect, and 2 days later, we had the Nairobi City Council officials coming to our office demanding for the single business permit. Now, on that particular day, I was the only person in the office. The Architectural Association of Kenya had said we should not pay for that particular permit. The council officials insisted if I don't produce it, they are going to take me and arrest me, which is what they did. They took me to Kilimani Police Station. On that very day, I called the then chairman of the Architectural Association of Kenya, Lee Karuri, who said when I go to court, I should plead not guilty, which is what I did. If I move on there, I went to court for 7 months, and at the end of the day, I was acquitted, not because I had put in a strong case about why the Architectural Association of Kenya members should not pay for that single business permit, but because at the time I was not a partner with the architectural firm I was working for, which was Trioscape, which subsequently I've moved on and become a managing director. Now I was upset because we did not make headway in getting a legal direction as to why AAK should not pay for that single business permit. And I thought the best way to do it would be to get into the leadership of the Architectural Association. So I subsequently started vying for political posts within the Architectural Association, and I rose from the position of secretary of the Architects chapter until the year 2009, when I was honored and privileged to be elected as the chairman of the Architectural Association of Kenya. Now, one of the two items I drove as agenda items when I was elected to office was to pursue the issue of the single business permit, and number two, to pursue the issue of architects, quantity surveyors, engineers, landscape architects, planners being forced to tender for their professional services based on fees. So the then Minister for Local Government, who was also the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Musalia Davadi, gave directions to the PS then, who was Kirui, and eventually we did get a letter that enlisted 12 professionals who should not pay for the single business permit because that was tantamount to double registration, double taxation. And I'm very happy that till this day, at least our professional members do not have to pay for that single business permit. The second agenda item that I pursued was the issue on procurement of consultancy services based on quotations for fees. And eventually, in the year 2015, we had a change in the Act. If you know, the Public Procurement Act was reviewed, and we now have a new Act that has been in effect from 2015, and the regulations were just gazetted this year. Now, in that particular aspect of procurement of consultancy services, we do not now tender for fees. What we do, we tender at technical level so that when a procuring entity is seeking our services, we compete at the level of technical, but once it comes to the issue of fees, they resort to the regulated fees as per the Architects and Quantity Surveyors Act or for the Engineers Act. Sometimes I have also been asked, what is it as a fellow you would like to share with your fellow colleagues and the upcoming architects? One of the things I would like them all to know is that if you have a goal that you're pursuing, and especially in becoming a great architect, great quantity surveyor, great engineer, or great landscape architect, great construction project manager, you have to know that it takes time. I like saying that as a professional, your experience is a sum total of all the mistakes you've made in your life. I also tell young professionals that every single drawing they do, bills of quantity they do, any letter they do will be used against them in the event there is a problem. So they should all take the element of mentorship very important. Look up to senior professionals who've been around. They will be able to guide you on their experiences. And you have to know that it does take time to become an accomplished professional. As I was saying, I'm a young kid on the block. I turned 49 this year, so I must be one of the younger fellows right now within the college. But it is probably because of those goals that I had pursued for the benefit of the greater society. Last but not least, I think it's very important for all professionals to know that we are service providers, and we have to be able to endear ourselves to our clients by providing professional services. One thing about construction, there are always going to be challenges, cost overruns, time delays, and you as the professional, in most of the times, especially when you're using the JBC contract, you are actually the person who is in between the contractor and the developer, and you must be fair to both, even though you have actually been employed by the developer.